Yes, indeedy.
That was all right there. That was a good one, man.
Yeah, you felt like you was in church.
Yo, you nailed it like a split hole. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to another episode of The Discussion. I am the bad guy, CJ Dove, and this is my partner.
Obviously,
the Reverend.
Hey, man, come on, man. The Reverend, don't call me the good doctor, man. I know I'm not the good doctor, man, but you know what? Obviously, I'm your boy E-Dale, man, the good guy, man. Y'all check us out.
Good guy, E-Dale. What's happening, bro?
Oh, man. Happy, man. You know, great day, man. You know, I had almost had another anxiety attack this morning at the dentist, but I made it through. Man. I pulled through.
Hey, man, you know.
I pulled through,
Sometimes we are forced to do things that, let's just say, that we really don't want to do.
Right.
But they have to be done.
Yeah.
So I commend you on your perseverance for making it through that, brother.
Oh, man, they took good care of me over there at Village Dental, man.
Shout out to Village Dental. You need dental work done, my man E, not A, recommends
Village Dental, man.
Village Dental.
Yeah, they got like five
Dental,
locations around.
Yo, cut the check, man. We'll give y'all some promo every Tuesday and every Thursday.
Yes,
cut
sir.
The check.
Cut the check, baby.
Shout out to everybody in the comments section. If it's your first time tuning in, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get your notifications each and every time we drop new content.
Yes, indeed.
And where can they find us at, E?
Man, look, y'all can find us all the time, everywhere, on Spotify, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, man, look, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud. Where you at? Podchaser Podcast Addict, YouTube. We there, man. Follow your boy, man. It's The Discussion, man, with C&E.
Shout out to my man Twan that I see in the comment section. That's the homie right there. A real man, a man I respect.
Okay.
Me and Twan, and this is, I respect men.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now that's just me personally, I respect a man.
Okay.
And you know, me and Twan had a small issue, not really a big issue, it was a small issue. And then what I respect about Twan is he didn't take it to social media. You know what I mean? And we talk to each other behind the scenes like men supposed to do.
That's right.
Whenever there's a problem. So salute to my main man Twan.
Salute, man. Salute, man.
That's a real man.
And that's how you're supposed to handle discussions like that, man. Especially because we need to see more of that happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And especially in our community. You know what I'm saying? So look, be a man. You know, talk it out. Work your differences out. Just go your way.
And a lot of times you find out it ain't even that big when you communicate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, if you're doing it, well, not me, but I see people feeling the need to, you know, stick their chest out a little bit when they got an audience, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or whatever the case may be. But a man deals with it appropriately. And I respect men. And my main man, Twan, is a man. And I respect that.
Right.
So salute to that, brother.
Salute to you, Twan. Salute to you, bro. So yeah, man, look. Today we got a great show, man. We got some great topics today. But before that, man, we bringing the house down today, man. With the classic.
With the classic of the day, you know I got to give you that classic of the day. And today's classic I chose. And it was hard for me to believe that I haven't covered these guys yet.
What?
But they were all one of my all-time favorite groups. For anybody who would say they may be the best, greatest group of all time, I personally would have no issue with that. I think they are one of those groups that are definitely worthy of that title.
Okay.
So today's classic I chose, A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauder. Shout out to Q-Tip, rest in peace to Phife Diggy Dog. Shout out to Jerome. Shout out to Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Right.
One of my favorite all-time groups. How you feeling about the Tribe, bro?
You know I love the Tribe. Classic group, man. Classic group.
And once again, I have to give credit where credit is due. Your big bro, P-Funk, rest in heaven. Mm-hmm. He was the one who turned me on to A Tribe Called Quest.
Right.
Your brother had the CD.
He was that dude.
Back in the days. Your brother had CDs. Your brother was actually one of the first people I remember having CDs. it was a bit of an inconvenience because the rest of us had tapes and we couldn't borrow it from us. We had to wait for him to make us a dub.
Make him a dub, P-Funk. Don't act like that, bro.
Yeah, but P-Funk, shout out to P-Funk. He introduced me to a Tribe Called Quest. At the time, they had the song Bonita Applebum out, and
that was that joint, wasn't it?
Yeah, facts. Their first album, P-Funk put me onto it. You know, but that's not the album we're gonna cover today. Today we're gonna cover Midnight Marauders. Excuse me. Which happens to be, on any given Sunday, it could be my favorite Tribe album. You know what I mean? Definitely a lot of fire on here.
Okay.
What was your favorite cut? Or you need because I know sometimes you get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I'm lost in the sauce right now. I just love Tribe Called Quest. I love this, you know what I mean? Back in the days on the Boulevard of Linden, you know what I mean? It was on the $5. Yeah, you know what I mean? I love them, man.
Maybe that should have been the album I covered.
Well, no.
But this one right here.
Well, they had one album.
Award Tour, Electric Relaxation.
Yeah, we on a award tour. Yep.
Now, my favorite cut off of here, Lyrics to Go, man.
You know, I think that we on the world tour.
Right, yeah.
That's Big Ben favorite joint. Big Ben used to wear that out.
Yo, shout out to Big Ben too. But yeah, man, Midnight Marauders was it, bro. When this album dropped, it was everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was hard to believe through 3 albums. A Tribe Called Quest was damn near making perfect music.
I can't believe they split up, man. That was crazy.
Well, you know, in any business or any entity, right?
Man, that's
if
crazy.
you spend, that's just like if we take this show on the road, right?
Right.
And we go, you know, 15 city tour or something like that, out there doing what we do.
Right.
I gotta look at your ass every damn day, and you know what I mean?
Well, you call your wife up there. I mean, you got time for yourself.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm just, you know, speaking to the situation.
Why not?
When you spend the time with somebody every day, a lot of times, you know, small things become irritable. You know what I mean? That's why it's good to always have, you know, you have your relationship, but have a life of your own. Something that can take you out of that space. Because once it becomes business, and that's all it is, we hanging out with each other only because it's business.
Right.
The relationship, you know, takes a turn, and that's why so many of these groups break up after being on the road and tour together for 10, 15 years.
Get tired of each other.
Yeah, they get tired of each other. So that's what kind of
find that proper balance. Got to find
Phife Dawg and Q-Tip.
Right.
And matter of fact, I don't know too many groups. I mean, even the rock and roll bands or whatever, that were able to sustain that for a long period
Hey, look,
of time.
thinking about it, man, I think I don't know how many groups that got together stayed together. Even
right?
R&B.
Has it been any?
I can't remember.
Can you even think of one?
I can't recall one.
I mean, with the longevity.
Not R&B. No. I'm just what I'm talking about. Like from the beginning to the end. I don't know one.
Man, even going back to back in the day, Temptation, Four Tops.
Everybody.
They all eventually at some point be like, yo, I done had enough. Like, you know what I mean? But you know, shout out to all those groups that you know help us develop us as men, and we love their music.
No doubt about it.
But today, Tribe Called Quest, and because I'm gonna be selfish today, I'm gonna
give me what you got.
My favorite.
What's your favorite on there? Hit me with it, man. Let the people get a taste of it, man.
Yo,
because I don't even know if they even know about the Tribe Called Quest anymore. These kids out here.
They should know. Tribe actually, you know, they set off a whole different genre. Mm-hmm. Actually, when I see groups like your Drakes and your J. Cole's and
that's that drive-by.
Like that's that Tribe Called Quest energy.
That's that is.
You know, from the way they you know, their subject matter to the way they dress, and sometimes the sound of the music, you know what I mean?
Their vibe is the same.
Right. That started with Tribe didn't even start it. First of all, you got to give a shout out to the Jungle Brothers. The Jungle Brothers were the ones who actually introduced that I don't want a hippie. We call it hippie type hip hop or whatever. Jungle Brothers was the first ones that.
Jungle Brothers. Damn, I ain't heard that name in a long time.
Shout out to Baby Bam.
That's crazy. Jungle. Yo, look, man, hit me with what you got, man. So
today's classic Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders. The track I'm gonna give you today, Lyrics to Go. My favorite song off of this album. That it was pretty perfect. So I could have chose anything. And I normally give one for the people, but today I'm gonna be selfish.
Be selfish, baby.
Had been perfect.
Woo.
In all 3 of their albums, they were 3-0.
Yo, they were hot.
And the only other group that I can kind of remember that kind of, let's say this, Outkast went 3-0 too.
Their first 3.
Their first 3.
Their first 3
You know
was
what
popping.
I mean?
Like I had an incident at school off that album, ATL. But no, hold on, which one was that with the joint? It was ATL's, I think, with me and you on it.
That was your shit.
Hey, listen, I pulled up at the school one day and had to run from the resource cop. Got chased around the school that morning, early in the morning. Me, Teja. It was good. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. And I remember going to, and I was fresh back from New York.
Yep.
And I had started hanging out with Jamel and Charles a little bit, Tay Cousins.
Right.
And we showed up to the school first day. Jamel had the humongous giant size boombox.
Okay.
And them people in there, they was looking at us like we was crazy. Like, I know these niggas is not coming to this school.
Yeah.
With that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those were the good old days.
Those were the good old days, man. You know what? I appreciate those days, man, because when I hear music like that, it takes me back to my childhood.
Right.
I always revert back to where I were at that time when that music was playing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because this was around the time when Above the Rim was out.
Well, it was actually a little bit
before, but it was around that time when you would hear that. Because right after this, that's when P-Funk brought that Above the Rim soundtrack, and he used to make those beats off it, right. And we used to just flow to it all day long.
Yeah. So. P-Funk was definitely, anybody who was Bill affiliated, right. Your brother was definitely, played a key part in a lot of our development. I would say, you know what I mean, for the good and for the bad. But he was, you have to understand that he was a boy himself, finding his own way. But one thing I can say about P, even though he did a lot of irresponsible things at times, he still was light years ahead of his age.
He was,
and carried himself like P-Funk was nailing grown women as a kid, and having you doing the lookout, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, P, like, yo,
come on, man, yo, look out for me, man. I got beat up for not looking out one time.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I got tired of that, bro. You know what I mean? I'm trying to come in well done.
Yo, shout out to P-Funk.
Yo, shout out to P-Funk. Rest in heaven, bro.
Man, that's the right. Big bro. I know he watching over us, and you know what, man? This podcast, man, he's a part of it. He's a part of everything.
Right. Now, well, look, that's a great segue into this topic, though, so...
Topic of the day.
Topic of the day, man. It's a question that a lot of people been asking me, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do you consider Jay-Z the GOAT?
Right.
Look, I don't even want to compare nobody else with it. I don't even want to throw about no other artists in it or try to compare him to a Big or Nas. I just want to know, right now, today, do you consider Jay-Z the GOAT right now?
Well, I have like I said, when it comes to hip hop and these lists and choosing GOATs and stuff like that, it's hard for me to do because I admire so many people and they mean so much to me in my development. So I can look at, I would say it's probably about 20 people I can point to where I feel like they are GOAT worthy, and if you said that they were the greatest of all time, I personally wouldn't have an issue with that.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, I have no problem with somebody calling Jay-Z the greatest of all time. And in all fairness, if you just look at the situation from all the way across the board,
right?
And Jay got something that's important to me. He has the lineage. You know what I mean?
I like that. I like the
and that's important to me. That, if I'm going to call somebody the greatest of all time, they have to be able to plug into the original article.
Right.
And Jay's tutelage under Kane, under Jazzo, and different people plug him into that. Right. And it manifests itself sometimes in his music, right? Yeah. So that's important to me.
Right.
I think in terms of Jay-Z, to me, checks off the most boxes.
That's all I'm saying. He does. I agree with you on that. Listen, this is where you make the most sense to me. See, I don't really like to put this argument in a box with other rappers and just say, hey, look, decide. Right. Because for me, I agree with what you're saying. I don't have to go no further than Jay-Z check off more boxes than any other MC or rap artist or hip-hop artist, whatever you want to call them. Right. No one checks off more boxes. Because, look, when I think about Jay-Z, me personally, I'm not only thinking about him as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z gave you his artist life. He gave you his personal life. Now he's giving you the business life. You know what I'm saying? When I look at Jay-Z, I look at he's a symbol of who all black kids in our neighborhood should aspire to be. He's that symbol. You should look at him and be like, damn. Right. I mean, Jay really came from the street.
Right. That's a fact.
Now, it wasn't like Puffy, where Puffy came from the street. He was born in the hood and all that, but he wasn't like what Jay did. Jay came from the street. Jay did what he said he did. And you know that, and you looking at that. So when I see Jay right now, I don't look at him just as a hip-hop artist. I look at him as just a business mogul. Himself, the name Jay-Z is a brand in the business. That's what I want for myself and my legacy. You know what I'm saying?
And then too, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there are several ways to chop it up when it comes to Jay-Z. Like I said, I believe he checks off the most boxes. You have to think about when people talking about the greatest of all time, people come up with, everybody has their own system on how they do this, right?
Right.
For me, like I said, the lineage is important.
Yep.
Jay can make dope music with producers I like.
Yep.
With Ski, with DJ Premier, with, you know what I mean?
Premier his man, though.
A whole lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
But then he can make records that sound dope with your Pharrells and Timbalands, who I don't, you know what I'm saying, necessarily love the type of music that they make. I don't really consider it that original article hip hop.
Yeah, that production that they have.
Because I was about to say they don't make the records I like, but they do have records I like. Mm-hmm. But it's just not the original article type of hip hop, right?
Well, I think that from a real huge standpoint when we say, because when you say the article or the original hip hop or what it really was, most people not understanding what you're saying, but I do. Right. I understand the beat-baps and all that, the boom. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to all the politics of hip hop, I just think that it evolved to a place. It's one of those things that it just keeps evolving.
Everything,
you know what I'm saying?
It is an evolution.
But it's only a couple of MCs. Like I said, this is why I consider Jay-Z the GOAT. Right. And I will argue for Tupac and Big all the time. Mm-hmm. But Jay-Z checked off more boxes than him. Now, he lived longer. He been in the game a lot longer. Even before they came, he was in the game. He's been around a lot of that, like you said, that tutelage, that lineage that he came from, that cloth that he cut from is real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He had it from both sides. He had it all. So,
and then he's dignified as well. He carries himself like a man. He knows how to talk to street niggas, and he know how to step in a business room and make it make sense.
That's
what I mean? He's that's just like, it kind of, when I'm around certain people, job or whatever the case may be, I have to conduct myself in a personal manner, professional manner. Right. I can't speak to him the way I would speak to little JoJo from around the corner.
Right, and everybody don't know how to differentiate between the two. Right. Every hip hop artist or even business moguls don't know how to talk to you or me or somebody else on the street level and then get in a boardroom and articulate themselves well, right? And explain why it's important to reach back and help this culture out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because we trying to save the culture. You know what I'm saying? We trying to restore the culture. Let's say that. We're not trying to save. We're trying to restore it to its grassroots. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this: if you had a choice to have somebody speak up for you that's in your community, in the hip hop community, I mean, again, who would you rather be than Jay-Z?
Well, now that's a little bit different.
I'm just saying, listen, who can get in those rooms where you need to get in?
I would say Nas.
I don't think Nas has a longer reach than Jay.
He may not have a longer reach.
I
think Nas, from an introspective standpoint, speaks more to how I feel most of the time. rather than Jay-Z.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm talking about, okay, let me just put it like this. Let me just give you this. If you had Jay-Z and Nas right now, and you had the President of the United States, and you knew that one of these guys could speak and make it happen for the community, which one do you think that they would speak with? Who do you think the president would speak with?
I think he would speak when you talking Jay and Nas. I think
which
I don't want to make this about Nas.
I know I'm not, but I'm just asking like who if it was president right here, the president of the United States, I don't care who it was,
right.
And you had Jay-Z and Nas, and one of these two people had to speak to the community, which one do you think that could get through, whose message will be able to articulate themselves in that meeting with the president? Good as you think so? I don't think so.
Nas,
I don't think so.
And this is the thing about Nas, that Nas has, we talk about Jay-Z as the mogul. Nas has become a hell of a mogul.
He has. Listen, I'm not. But he had help from who? Who did he have help from? You got to remember,
they all had help from different people.
No. He had help from Jigga as well. When Jigga brought Nas in, after that beef, all that stuff, when he brought him in and helped him out with business ventures and stuff like that.
Well,
Nas was doing. Listen,
I don't know about all of that.
Nas was doing business ventures and all that, but look, when he got I
don't want to give Jay Nas's.
No, I'm not giving him. I'm not giving him Nas's credit. I'm saying Nas
kind of just did.
Listen, Nas is a heck of a dude. I'm just saying. Listen, by him teaming up with Jigga, it helped his career. His career. You didn't think about Nas as a business mogul.
That's because even now you still don't. But when you check the stats and you look at things like mass appeal and all these different, even the Bitcoin stuff, and Nas was doing a lot behind the scenes.
He was.
And it really takes research to really understand all that he's doing.
I don't think he got his reach is longer than Jigga's. It's just not.
I don't know.
It's not longer than Jigga's.
Those two, when you start talking about Jay-Z and Nas, there is a lot of. There's a lot to compare. You know what I mean?
It is.
Jay always was more vocal and a little bit more flashier than Nas. Nas was always kind of like the quiet fly guy. Now, if you was to ask your average person, like style-wise and stuff like that,
right,
them cats would say Nas. Matter of fact, I just saw an interview with Jim Jones where he was saying...
I seen it. He was saying Nas to the Flyers, how Nas wore the fatigue. And he started wearing the
Those are facts.
Listen, I'm not saying that's not true.
It depends on what lens you're choosing to look at this.
I'm just choosing...
To me, they're both moguls. They both represent the same thing. Mm-hmm. They both could... What you just asked, the question, I think they both could do it.
Listen, I'm not saying that they both couldn't, but I think that Jay-Z would be able to conduct it a little better and get a little further than the Nas in a situation like that if it came to it. I'm not saying Nas couldn't now. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I love Nas, but I think Jay-Z, his influence is a little bit more popular.
I don't know. That's apples and oranges.
As far as, look, and when I'm talking boardrooms, look, you see Jigga out there in the boardrooms, Jigga get up. You seeing it.
But it's not like Nas's businesses are doing just as good as Jay's, though.
Well, his doing good.
The only advantage.
Come on, man. He said
the only advantage you can
Haters
say
still ain't got over the other beat.
That Jay.
They still trying to recover from the other beat. That's a double B, man.
Listen, man.
Now that's a triple B. You can't forget about the other B. Come on, man. Stop.
They both are great in their own right, and they both do. But like I said, choosing between them is apples and oranges.
Listen, I appreciate you, Al. I'm gonna shout you out up here. Before CJ get to say something, I shout you out, Al. I appreciate you, bro.
What Al say, man? I know he
Al said Nas' business profile elevated after he attended the Rock Nation brunches. I'm telling you, once he got with those guys, that's when he elevated as far as his business stuff. He was doing business stuff, but I'm just saying, man, Jigga helped him because Jigga knew that.
You gotta understand now. Let's if we gonna keep it a bean on here, right?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Who was Nas's mentor?
I don't know. Who did he say his mentor was? I can't remember.
Steve Stout. When Nas hired Steve Stout onto his staff after.
But won't Steve Stout hold up? Then they already were linked. They already had.
I don't know anything about that. I'm not saying it's not accurate. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, I know. J. Cole mentioned in one of his songs.
But what I'm saying is,
he was going to parties with Hov and Steve Stout.
And a lot of people don't like Steve Stout. I don't like Steve Stout. You know what I mean?
Why?
He's an asshole. He's arrogant. He's talking out the side of his face. That's why, you know, he certain people want to put hands on him. I seen a video where 50 had stepped to him or something. Like, Steve Stoute is always running his mouth saying something. But as a businessman, right? Mm-hmm. In hip hop culture, Steve Stoute is to be respected. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, look,
highly respected. And if you look at his relationship with Nas, right? Mm-hmm. That's why it's hard for me to sit here and say definitively that, okay, Nas's business profile didn't elevate. Like, I can't give Jay credit for that because Nas was already doing things behind the scenes while him and Jay was beefing.
Right. Look, I'm not saying that. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But
like, between Jay and Nas, it's apples and oranges. Like,
I'm talking about the tax bracket is different, though.
Yeah, because he married to Beyonce.
No, even before he was married to Beyonce, he was almost worth $1 billion. The man had towers and everything. Him and Puff, they bought a tower.
They both are doing well.
I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm just saying.
So it's like I said, it's apples and oranges. Like, they both are moguls. They both can carry themselves. They both represent the same thing.
They does, but I'm just saying in the boardroom, I agree that Jigga in the boardroom, I think he will carry the torch for, and I think with a Nas alongside of him would be more influential. But I'm just saying, Jigga, I think his stretch is longer than anyone's. No one stretches longer than his in the hip hop game.
Well, that's like
no one.
The show is about Jay, so I don't want to be on here acting like I'm critiquing Jay.
So if I'm gonna say Jay the GOAT, me personally,
right,
I'm gonna say Jay the GOAT because he checks off more boxes.
He checks off the most boxes. Well, I don't completely agree with the last thing you said. I do think Jay's stretch is a little bit longer as far as his reach. The advantages of being married to Beyonce, you know what I mean? He just has a broader reach than Nas.
I mean, look, he
was that guy before. I understand that. But when you start talking about, when you compare people to somebody as great as Jay and Nas, right? They're gonna be always at the top of the mountain, so to speak. So when you start nitpicking, right? It's not like, being married to at one point the largest female singer. Like you,
well, I didn't tell Nas to marry Khaleesi, and she wasn't.
How
milkshake brought all the boys to y'all.
You try to make me go off my point. The point I'm trying to make is things like that makes Jay's reach longer. Okay, and that's not to say that he didn't have.
I won't discredit that. I won't discredit that.
I'm just saying they the power couple that most people look at, idolize,
they
or whatever.
They love B.
They got a family. You know what I'm saying? Jay got his own crayons, for God's sake. Like,
look, you know what? I'm gonna give you that.
So it's not like I'm sitting here saying Nas is greater. This show isn't about Nas. We praising Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the disclaimer. This is about Jay-Z, and if he is the GOAT, to me, he checks off the most boxes as far as reach. I think he has the lineage. I think he has the classic albums. Like, these are things that I consider. Right. When I'm considering these things, who's the greatest of all time? I'm looking at your albums. I'm looking at your lyrical ability.
Your history in the game.
Your lineage. I'm looking at... Not too many people can say that they work with DJ Mustard and DJ Premier.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Jay or DJ Khaled. Jay is on that level that most people are not. He's done more than your average MC.
He's done more than probably what a lot of people gonna do. So
if I want to be extra critical, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Now, if I'm just looking at it through my hip hop lens, Jay might not be the GOAT today. But if I'm looking at it from a worldly perspective, and considering all things, the classic albums, the lineage, the popularity, niggas like to talk album sales, and a lot of stuff that don't really matter to me when I'm choosing who I think is great. Like a lot of people, oh, he sold this, he sold that. Like to me, I don't care about that.
See,
I just like to know how good your music is.
Look, I agree with you on that, but I'm also like your man, the Visa, man. His effect on the culture, I think it's just more influential than anyone else's. I mean, not just with us, but I'm talking about outside the hip hop community.
That's right.
I just think that Jay-Z, man, that's why I like to give him his props and his credit, man, and give him his roses while he here. Because Jay-Z did exactly what we all should be aspiring to do. Look, you go to Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, man. Look, we there, man. Holla at your boy, man. Check us out. We streaming. New episodes coming soon. And don't forget, man, the PayPal link is in the description, man. So click on the link, man. Donate. It's $1, $2.50, man. It's going to go to a good cause out here, man. So look. Hit the Cash App account.
Whoa. Now that's granddaddy status for real right there.
What's that?
You can
Well, I got my teeth done today, so I'm working with it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see.
I'm trying to keep from drooling, and you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, man, hit the links, man. The Cash Apps is in the description as well, man. We rocking with you, man. Rock with your boys, man. Seeing me on the discussion right here, man. And until next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, we out of here.